the difference between...
Well, Erling doesn't have to do a lot of the work because, you know, the boys are creating for him and he's one-touch finishes. Thing is, because Cunha's such a good ball carrier, he carries the ball 20, 30 metres. By the time he gets to the box, he's probably a bit knackered. So the quality of the finish is not going to be as good. So I think for him today, let the boys create for you. Get in the box, you know, with Šeško and Mount, get in there and just finish because technically he's fabulous. But if he's going to carry a long distance, I think he you know, could fatigue him.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I mean, Haaland stays within the width of the two goalposts, and he's got brilliant players around him as well. But again, I think that's the likes of Cunha. He's not got the same players like Man City have. He has to be the sort of star player to create the chances and, of course, score them as well.
Yeah, just... he does create plenty, just the conversion rate is not the same as it was at Wolves. Who says to him that, you know, you need to let the others around you create? Is that a conversation they would have? Because they've got all the same numbers and probably even more than we do.
It's difficult because you're at a new football club, and a big football club in Manchester United. It's a much bigger club, no disrespect to Wolverhampton. He's a star player and a star player around the world now, and fans will be looking up to him as much as anyone. But he has to sort of be aware of his surroundings and what he needs to bring to the football club. But again, I think Owen's right. I have no fears about him as a player. It's not like a player that's struggling, and he is creating the chances. He is getting in the right areas. And if it clicks, I think the goals will definitely come.
And then the third of that trio you mentioned, Benjamin Šeško, need him to come up with the goals tonight. Could have been a Newcastle player in this fixture. We chose to go to Old Trafford instead. Remember in the summer there was that talk?
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, there's going to be so much more to come from him. He's a young man, you know, and he's got a big physical profile. But you see that number there, averaging goal every 400 minutes. He needs to get that up, and he's only going to get up by keep playing. I think the boys in and around him, they create a lot, but physically he's exceptional. He's a great athlete. He's got size. I think he just needs to believe in himself a little bit more. You know, I think he's very humble, which is great. But when you get on the pitch, you know, he's got to go for the jugular on people. And today is a huge opportunity against a very good back four in Newcastle. But I think he needs to try and run them ragged, use his physical strengths that he has, and put some pressure on this Newcastle back line. They struggle to keep clean sheets. And I think with his profile, he could cause them some trouble.
Yeah. I mean, he's still got a lot to prove, if I'm being brutally honest. You know, they paid a big number for him, but I think people need to sort of peel it back and look at his age, where he's come from, time to settle in. Højlund last year, obviously, of course, struggled, and Ruben didn't think he was the answer. They brought this guy in now, and everyone's going, is he the answer? And the question marks, in my opinion, are still there. Can he step up? Can he bring the goals? And Rowan's right as well. I think he needs to be a bit more ugly on the pitch, in a sense. You know, leave a bit on the centre half, be a bit more aggressive in his challenges. And again, go back to just the previous game. He had a big opportunity, 1v1 against Martinez. Can he stick them away? Because you know it's like Jules, the centre forward, scores a goal away from home. He's bouncing into this game. Now it's in his head. I missed a big chance in the last game. Can I rectify that tonight?
Yeah, then what about Lisandro Martinez taking the armband tonight, leading the team? He was fantastic when he came on in the second half against Villa, and now he makes his first start since Feb.
Well, he's one of those players that, you know, is in the leadership group, you know, and he's, you know, and that's quite a testament to him because he's barely played. Obviously, he's had a huge injury. Just great to see him back fit and healthy. Obviously, played in midfield and played well. But let's be honest, he's a centre-back. You know, he's a very good centre-back. He doesn't have the physical size on his side, but he's smart and he's got a big heart and he competes. Yeah, that would be a big test for him today in there with Walter Mata, who, you know, he likes to drop deep and come receive the ball, and then they get the runners with Gordon and Murphy. So he's going to have to be smart today and not kind of dive in on Walter Mata when he comes short. He's going to have to sit in that little pocket, but he's such a good player, and he improves Man United no end with his passing out from the back.
Yeah, really seems a little bit physical in the warm-up there.
He'll have to be physical tonight in the game as well. Because you're right, Walter Mata, and even a look at the Schär and Chow from set plays and stuff. That's why I worry for Manchester United. The height in the team, Shaw's another centre half. You think of set plays and what they can do to them. And Martinez, yeah, he's very good on the ball, he's comfortable on the ball, but the physicalities of the Premier League, I think he lacks a little bit in that centre half position. So one to watch tonight.
A big one for Eddie Howe's men on the road tonight because they've not had a great record away from home. But against the Manchester United side that are missing some key creators, what can they do? They did the double over Manchester United last season, won 2-0 at Old Trafford. Can they repeat that? We'll hear from their boss after the break.